funnies all out?
Never.
No, but let's do this.
All right, starting in 5, 4, 3, 2. Welcome to another exciting episode of Master Not with our wonderful heroes, Wilda, the Water Being.
Why did I come? Why did I come? Why did I come?
Jace, the Technomancer.
I need to make an idol that turns people into werewolves and launch a DDoS attack on the government.
Dahlia, the Living Dead Girl.
I was taking a nap. What the hell did I miss?
Fencer, the Super Cat.
I ran real fast and got Jace, and I brought him back again.
Transient, the Matter Manipulator.
When we stop, I am going to have to reconfigure this entire vehicle. I just know I am.
And introducing fully, Rowan, the Immortal Glass.
We need more guns.
Now you're speaking my language.
I can do that.
Jesus Christ, though. When we last left off, Rowan had joined up the group by sideswiping and attacking the Mononoggals that had landed and started going around the 50 caliber suppressive fire being done by Darren. As everyone else is currently hiding in the vehicle or outside assisting. Transient has realized the current incursion from the vampires and started stepping up his defensive game by crafting a spike assault on his side of the vehicle, taking care of several of the menaces with ease before turning it back to normal and then exiting out. Rowan was handed a 12-gauge gun, a 12-gauge shotgun. I can't believe I skipped that last part. And started opening fire, still getting used to her new form. Meanwhile, Dahlia and Wilda are about to explain the source of these continuing creations of these Mononoggals, while Spencer and Rockin' Prime are coming back with Jace in hand, if they haven't already shown up back.
I showed back up.
Then we'll pick back up right as you showed up. Right as you guys showed up. Jace, the vehicle that, as you guys come back to, is being assaulted by these Mononoggals. And it looks like in a flurry of bullets from the top of your vehicle and from the side, your group of friends are doing what they can to fend them off, including a new person
Around here, he's snapping at the hostess.
this young woman in your life. But here she is defending your vehicle.
So, DM, as we're sprinting up to the vehicle at near Spencer speeds, I believe I recall that I went into Jules form so that all of my organs didn't rupture from the speed.
Yes, you did, Jules. Sorry,
Jules.
Jules.
No, I just wanted to clarify because that means I've currently got Jules's nano suit because that manifests whenever I transform.
Right.
So, yeah, I'd like to Iron Man missile all of these stupid bat things away from the car.
All right, go ahead and give me your weapon attack.
It's not an attack. A micro missiles shapeable area. DC 24.
Right. I gotta make rolls. Let's see. This would be their dot attempt in the area, right? No. It's a shapeable area. Shapeable area. Okay. Let me roll for toughness then. Double checking that's that nanosuit for the damage.
I believe it's damage 9.
So let's see, damage 9. That would make that 24 for the damage for the DC. All right, so several of them start dropping down like flies, exploding into pieces of, I wouldn't call it flesh, as it dissolves almost immediately with a wax, almost rubber based smell for your nose. Each one of them each of the 6 groups around you do suffer heavy damages, but there are still lingering groups around, specifically around 2 around Rowan now, and one approaching the east side, the passenger side of the vehicle where Transient just stepped out of.
I haven't
Right?
left the vehicle.
Where Transient,
No, he hasn't left the vehicle, and I'm on his lap.
goodness.
Spencer, we're gonna need you able to move around and actually hit these things before they hit the car. Throw me, I'll call the Goblin Glider.
He's going to pitch you like a fastball.
And the rocket-powered surfboard with a bayonet on the front flies up, and Jace locks himself in. Sorry, Jules locks himself in.
Quick note, Spence, you're currently carrying Rockin' Prime in wheelchair form.
Oh yeah, I remember that. I didn't pitch him like a fastball, did I? Wait,
You
no,
did
I
not.
wouldn't do that, right?
Yeah, just stick him to the vehicle. He's got like a magnetized back.
I'm going to come up to the back of the vehicle and ever so gently just let him click on like a fridge magnet.
Rowan, as you're taking aim and taking a couple of pot shots, shooting down a couple of the ones still standing, you hear a heavy thud come from behind you. That's when you turn and notice that Spencer has approached with someone who is now sitting on what seems to be a hovering bat-shaped board. Hovering bat-shaped board. Yes, exactly. Rowan, any reaction?
A
Rowan
little
just-
distracted by shooting at more of these things.
Oh, yes, but that's like I said. As you're shooting these things, you hear a heavy thud come from behind you, and the reflexes, being that they are, turn to aim at what was that thudding. But that's when you see Spencer.
Oh, it's you.
Hello.
Hey, you can fly. You want to take these things out before they continue to hit the damn car?
That's a good idea. And he's going to let me see how I should do this, DM. I have an amazing idea. So I'm going to shift into my flight form. I'm going to jump up before I do that and start flying at the speed of the car. And then I'm going to start flying around and punching literally every one of these things that I see. And I need to roll the hit first, because if I take one down, I can take the next one down. If I take that one down, I can take the next one down.
All right, go ahead and start giving me your rolls as I catch us up on the hashtags now. Starting at hashtag Batboard, hashtag fridge magnet, hashtag coward, hashtag heavy thud, hashtag unleash the baby, dash cat, hashtag cowering, hashtag in spite of everything you have done, hashtag eventually they will hate you, hashtag Campbell the Jace. So, double checking the first rolls.
Let me get to
Oh,
the.
crap. Oh, this one needs symbols.
All right. Let me start rolling. Don't switch. This is my protector form. Arm strikes. It's a plus 12 to hit. Understood. I can hit a lot better in this form, but the DC is not nearly as high. Let me roll. I'll roll a few.
Excellent. As you're rolling, I need to make one secretive roll in the background. Wahahaha.
Well, the first one is a natural one. And the next two are 19s, and the next one is a 24.
All right, so that let's see. Ugh. A natural one on the first, huh?
Yeah, I completely whiffed one.
So you go to strike the first one. It's a complete miss. Just for some reason, you go to swing at them, and they just happen to like do that weird backflip motion since they're like only half a body, and so you just fly overhead. You go to smack the other one. You do in fact hit this one, counting for the fact that it's going to spin from the first one. The second you barely hit, and you definitely hit the third one.
Those
Fourth
are
one.
all
Sorry, fourth one.
okay. That's gonna be. Oh, hold on a second. I gotta check something. DC 21. I think it's toughness. I didn't add anything special to my punches in this form. Also, DM, what weather is it?
It's still clear out, although it is approaching dusk, if not getting sundown.
Okay, okay. So the sun is still out, which means I am regenerating. Although I don't need to regenerate for much right now.
At the current moment, the enemies do attempt to try to retaliate with claw marks and biting, but at your current speed, they are unable to grasp at you. It also doesn't help that they are mostly being hit with suppression fire from Darren, who is belting with laughter at the near almost endless ammo inside this minigun.
I think I've got something for that. Let me check. Nope. Oh, actually, yes. I have another idea, but this might be a very bad idea.
Before you continue with that idea, let us flicker inside of the vehicle and see how everyone else is holding up on the inside. Dahlia, you awaken from your short nap after re-sewing your arm that just randomly dropped off after you got in.
It happens.
Exactly, especially with ear strings. You just woken up, being reminded that you are still under fire and under attack. The stress of the day that led you to take a nap, the near explosion that you shadow walked away from, still rings in your head, along with what you had found in there. As Puddle, sitting on a transient lab, began began
crying.
doing what they were doing.
No,
crying.
she's literally cowering in fear.
What exactly? The vampires?
Vampire assault, gunfire.
No.
A lot is going on, and she can't do much.
Not much, anything.
She's having a panic attack because she can't do anything to help at the current moment.
There's also another reason, because you had it so that way we were talking the entire session. And we've discussed that.
I wasn't there.
We didn't actually have a conversation. It was just in the background.
Okay.
Yeah. In truth, we didn't exactly have your personal conversation going through. I do apologize about that. We can pick that up here before you get
No,
picked
we
up.
don't need to pick it up. I'm just saying it happened,
Right.
and Wild is afraid of Dahlia.
So you do see.
Okay.
Yeah.
And she just feels
Dahlia
useless.
just kind of shrugs. Because that's nothing new at this point, so. Instead, she decides to do something productive and is just going to step out in danger to fire at vampires to help try to protect her friends, even if they don't feel the same.
Feel the same about what?
Our friendship.
You're my friend.
Yeah.
You have that little moment in between around punching vampires as you start taking pot shots.
All right, so I guess she goes and Rowan's still firing too.
Yep. Rowan, go ahead and give me a couple of rolls and go ahead and add 5 to them for your expertise. Like I said, we'll make those corrections here soon.
Okay. How many do you want? 2?
Given how many shots does Darren's shotgun have again?
Many.
He's got a lot of slugs, but you have probably to stop and reload every couple.
Is it a
Well, a
is it a
12
break
gauge
action
shotgun
or
with
what?
No, it's not break. There's no way. A 12 gauge shotgun should have roughly 10 slugs at least.
All right, then go ahead and give me 3 more shots, and then be
Okay.
aware that you'll have to
Civilian-
reload here soon. Yeah.
Typically, civilian models for 12 gauges of that size hold 5 in whichever version of ammunition pocket they have, and 1 in the chamber. So about 6 rounds before reload.
You're the correction there.
Okay, so I got a 16, a 11, and a 21.
The 16 barely grazes, but it does hit and throws up a Mononagal. The 11 misses the next one, while the third group do suffer a full shot from that. I need to roll damages. I need to roll toughness. I mean, as many of the groups do seem to start whittling down further and further. If anything, the initial shot was actually that had just barely grazed, had hit a sweet spot, causing the the thing to erupt into a waxy goo.
I have
The
a
other,
question.
yeah, I have possible answers after the second one that had been hit took a full chest shot and is now laying flat, melting into waxy goo. Your question? Yes.
My question is not specifically to you, but it is to the group. Spencer's going to stop after annihilating a few more, and he's going to yell, "Do we want to get out of here fast or take care of these guys?"
I think we have to take care of these guys so that we can, protect the rest of the people who live here.
I'm going to look around. DM, where are we?
You are currently on the road heading eastward, north. I don't remember the exact name of the street you guys are on, so forgive me. I believe it would be one of the interstates.
But at least we were near a house, so people do live here.
Well, there's also cars.
That too. we should probably finish the vampires.
Okay. And
Uh,
Spencer's going to go ahead, DM.
I'm surprised Rowan hasn't responded in between gunshots as you're also, asking out. Asking to everyone.
Yeah, so
Physically.
Dahlia's gonna say, I think we should probably protect these people. So she cocks her assault rifle and takes aim and says, let's just take care of this.
We need to find their source.
DM, I would like to try and find the source.
Actually, an edict memory kicks off in Dahlia's head at the mention of source. Dahlia,
Oh, good. I remember I know something about it, but I've slept in the month since then. Please
You
remind
sleep more
me, oh
than
great
once a
GM.
month?
I know, it's so weird. Hi, Milo. Are you going to speak for the video? Thank you. Anyway, what did I remember about the source?
You remember that there was an indication that there was two sources. One that had already self-destructed thanks to pressing the wrong button, and another one being indicated close to the northern section of town on the eastern side, which thankfully, since you are already on the eastern interstate heading outward, all you have to do is look for a possible suspicious house northward of where you're at.
Okay. Dolly is gonna describe the second source and says, do you think we can lure these guys over there? Maybe we can do a 2-for-1 special? Blow up the house and the rest of these guys?
Spencer's going to think really, really hard. Let me roll an intelligence check.
Don't hurt yourself.
I might hurt myself. I'm sorry.
If you
I
nat
need to do
one,
this.
you get a migraine.
Yes, you do hear
I-
this
ah,
being brought
ah,
up, by the way.
My head!
Amongst your lightning.
Oh,
missile,
no!
Which
Was that a nat one? That was a nat one.
it is a natural one. Oh God,
Okay, well,
you
Spencer,
see-
Spencer,
Go.
wait a second.
well, Spencer is suffering a complete and total overload. If I recall correctly, Jules has a thing with explosive attachments somewhere. Give me a moment. Somewhere. Give me a moment. Did I
I
not
know you're
update?
talking about.
Did I not update that one? Hang on. Let me check on my actual sheet because I'm there right now because I was looking for the purposes of figuring something out.
While
Okay.
waiting for that,
What's up?
Rowan's going to tuck the shotgun in under her arm, pull out her phone, and send a quick text.
Okay.
She does that. Dahlia is going to lay down cover fire to make sure none of the vamps get her while she's texting.
Go ahead and give me those cover firing rules.
How does the
Go on.
multi-attack work again?
So if you're hitting multiple targets, you will roll once, if I remember correctly, and decrease it by 1 for each additional target.
Okay,
If
so
you're
she's
putting
going to
multiple,
do...
I think that's how it goes. Let me pull up the actual thing.
I believe that is the case.
Modifier.
It's
For
fine,
Okay.
if I
multiple
wanted to.
targets.
All right, so she gets 5 shots with multi-attack, so we are going to do...
Walking or spring.
on.
Okay, here it is. Roll 1 attack check per target in the arc.
per target?
You suffer a penalty to each check equal to the total number of targets. So how many targets are there?
5
There's-
targets.
So you'd be taking a -5 penalty per target.
But yes,
So it's just going to be 5 d20 plus 15s?
Yep.
You son of a. Yes.
Okay, so 1 is an 18, 1 is a 17, 1 is a 34. Oh wait, no, it's not 18. It's 1. I can do math. 1 is a 28. Sorry, 1 is a 27. 1 is a 34, and 1 is 35. It's a nat 20, and 1 is a 20.
I don't know if that's asking too much.
Each of those do hit.
Always asking too much.
Even
All right, so GM, quick note for you. The first 3 and the last one will all be normal. The DC for the nat 20 increases by 5.
Thank you.
Yeah, and the DC is 20.
Oh, that's villain in.
Oh wait, or 25 for the nat 20.
Yep, that'll be for the toughness checks.
Toughness checks. Do we know Rowan's name?
I don't think Rowan's actually introduced herself. She just rolled up to us and effectively said, "Hey, I'm helping you guys now."
Okay,
Kinda,
that's
yeah.
fair.
So yeah, you have not been able to fully introduce yourself during the whole vampire assault. However, she does seem intent on trying to speak with one of your comrades. But
So Dahlia fired up the 5 shot, says, "Oh, by the way, I'm Dahlia. Hi, nice to meet you." Anyway, back to this.
Rowan, as you're dialing on your phone and getting ready to send a certain code through the pager system, that's when you notice a very pale-looking young lady step up over to you and start giving you cover fire, taking down 5 more of the Mononagals, clearing more of the space. At the current moment, there's only one Mononagal on the ground left, and as the rest are still being peppered down and now suppressed even further, with Spencer bashing for everyone that manages to get past the bullets.
Thanks. Nice to meet you. Give me a sec.
Dahlia gives a thumbs up, which you probably don't see.
Meanwhile,
Yeah,
Jules has lassoed the remaining ones that were sneaking up behind, blasting them, catching them in his lightning lure, stabbing each one repeatedly with his knife, reverting them into waxy goo.
Do you need to go help them?
I think they're taking care of it just fine.
Okay.
In the vehicle, as you two are holding each other, trying to comfort during the whole chaos, Relic does look over. It's a bit crazy out there. I do apologize. Maybe we should, I don't know, move a bit more. I think they cleared out the front area. The Agent Smith, who is currently sitting in the passenger side, looks over and responds, unable to move forward without proper guidance from Jules or Jace. Oh, wow, he really does have a lot of
I mean,
pull.
there's still the clones carrying the car and the motorcycle running really fast.
I mean, yes, there's that too.
They're moving forward no matter what happens.
I mean, can we at least tell them to keep on the road? I mean, looks like we're about to head over towards the forest again. Will attempt to reach and inform current carriers. Door opens up. Little to the right, please.
They move it a little to the right.
This is how we're guiding their copies with just voice AI.
You need to like a
Small
laser
level
pointer and
2.
stick it out the front window, or just stick it out pointed in the middle of the road.
Quick note for you, GM. Agent Smith sounds like Agent Smith.
You're right. You're right. Gotta be Agent Smith. A little more to the right, please. Thank
Yep.
you.
Mr. Spencer.
Must
Oh,
resist.
that's interesting.
Must resist.
So, as a question, DM, with that natural one intelligence check, I would like to assume that Spencer is just on the literal version of autopilot. He's just flying forward. He has a goofy face on his face, and as he continues moving forward, he accidentally slams into a few of them.
Yeah.
Let me make another intelligence check.
It hits you a couple of times as you're just like trying to think uh, on the subject of finding the right place. But every time you think of where, it doesn't hit you until one of the monologues hits you, and then
Oh,
you stare at its face, and then you remember that there was this one particular house that that had exploded not too long ago.
Spencer is immediately going to start flying over to that house. He's going to tell everyone else where he's headed, though, to disable the second source.
Does any of the group respond? Texting while driving. Hashtag texting while driving.
Probably not. I was going to say something earlier, but I think they're calling it a tactical airstrike, so it would be a little unnecessary.
It's sort of like that. You pick up on your feed that they have somehow that the FBI forces or FBI that the SWAT forces in town have already started redirecting towards the the northeastern area of the town, right as Spencer is starting to make a swift uh, cruise missile course towards that general area. What were you hoping to say before he bounces over there, or?
I wasn't planning to really say anything. I was just going to suggest I have a shotgun with a explosives attachment, so I was just going to go over there with that.
I mean, you can still hop on the Spencer Express. You can survive the Spencer Express.
I got my hoverboard. I'll just hang out for now. It seems like
If that's the case, I would like Rowan to volunteer to take the Spencer Express.
Dahlia, you watch as Rowan reach up and somehow, just a little bit awkwardly, seems to have stretched her arm to grab Spencer and pull herself up for for a ride before Spencer can fully come down and pick her up.
As lifting off the bike, if any of you want to continue driving that, it's fine.
Which is still currently being carried by two of the Spencers. Oh, one Spencer, sorry.
Spencer Express is faster, so Dahlia's gonna say, "Mind if I hitch a ride too?"
Spencer will pick you up as well.
Thanks, buddy. She ruffles you behind the ear.
There is happiness to be had in this moment.
As as the three of you go soaring over towards the area, Jace, you now are taking up the full brunt of protecting the vehicle on the outside, while the Spencer Brigade take the occasional corrections to the forward motion with Transient, Wilda, Darian, and Tom Relic in the vehicle. the Mononagals are still attacking in force. And with every correction, you yourself also see the occasional closeness of one that escapes from the barrage of hellfire, getting closer to the driver's door. The Mononagals are starting to take notice that with every time, with every correction that Agent Smith has to do, opening the door and vocalizing it to the Spencers, they see a chance to try to get inside and attack.
In that case, when one of them tries to go for the door next, I would like to fly up alongside the vehicle, because this is like a Humvee. It's going maybe 50 miles an hour, and my board is slightly faster than that. And I would like to shank it with my sonic knife.
It's being carried by Spencers, so.
I don't know then. I may not be able to catch up. Oh well. If I can't catch up to it, I guess I'll use lightning. That usually works.
I'd say you can catch up to them. They haven't been told to go full throttle yet.
Fair enough. Then I will catch up and try and use the sonic knife. Let me go over to sonic knife and double check that little bitch. Sonic knife is a +9 to hit. And on a 16 or higher, it will crit. That doesn't hit, I don't think.
Let me double check that real quick. It does not. Your blade goes to strike at it, and it just barely weaves out of the blade's edge, ducking underneath you, trying to crawl closer.
It has double. Does that mean I can make a second strike?
Let me double check that. Where's the power section here?
I remember double was something good, and that's why I put it on the murder knife. I just don't remember what it does.
That'd be a modifier, right?
Yeah.
That's range, homing, increase duration. Fine. Double. Interesting. Okay, didn't find it in there. I wonder if it's a power effect.
Probably power effects. I'm not finding it in. Modifiers.
It may have been a gadgeteer thing. I'm not sure.
No, I don't want the double. Wow. Must not say that out loud. A double team. Sorry about the hold up, everyone. I'm just trying to make sure that we are doing this right. Sonic knife, we're doing. It does say double.
I know double did something. I just can't remember what the hell it was.
Right? It just doesn't say it's a multi-attack, so it's not multi-attack. Double. Yeah.
Hang on, let me open up Hero Lab and see in there. Sonic Knife. Edit. Edit. What does double do? A double weapon has 2 striking ends or sides and can be used to strike twice, splitting the weapon's damage.
Oh. Okay. So wait, does that infer that the next the second attack or second attempt to do that would only have half the damage ranking on it, and then be
I
15 plus
believe
half the
so.
damage ranking?
I believe so.
Huh. Curious. Let's run with that until we find the correction for.
Alright, rolling for the second strike. That is a 26, and it is in the crit territory.
All right, that does. But let me double check crit again, because that increases the DC range, right?
I believe so.
Let's see here. Potential.
By
It
5.
also has shooting and penetrating 6. And the damage rating before halving is 9, so you can decide if that's round up or round down.
Well, I'm a bit of a round up kind of guy, so we'll just make it keep that as a 5. So that would make DC up to what? 25?
It's
Oh.
plus 15 when it comes to damage.
Right.
Well, okay.
But it's
And
all
he's- Damage
go ahead.
rating 9 halved to 5 if you're rounding up. The total damage would be a DC of 20.
Yes, but if it's within his crit range due to having dangerous 4,
Within crit range, you add plus 5 to the DC, yes.
so then
So 15
25.
plus 5 is 20.
Then plus another 5 for the damage for the crit range would
Mm-hmm.
make it 25.
What?
Right?
Isn't
Yeah.
it just base 15? Or am I misunderstanding?
It's base
So-
15.
What it is your damage rating plus 15, and if it's crit, you add an additional 5.
Oh, okay.
So the total damage rating, the total toughness DC for your knife at this point is a DC 25.
Okay.
Had you been able to strike it on the first end, we wouldn't have had to half it, and it would have been a 29 instead.
No, it would not have been
Regardless.
a 29. The damage is going to be halved after we find out how many degrees of failure he does.
Oh, okay. So this one is one.
Let me double check what disarming and I know penetrating is just armor pen, but what was disarming?
Disarming would be wow, natural 1.
Oh.
That's more than
So-
4 degrees of failure, it automatically drops unconscious.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck that guy, I guess. DM, since these things melt when they get knocked out, would it be safe to assume that I took disarming literally when he was reaching for the door?
I mean, we could flavor that if I wasn't flavoring that with every defeat, these things dissolve into a black ichor goo, or a waxy goo. But yeah, you can technically just slice off the arm after. Shoot, I mean, could be the same swing. Just for the flavoring for that. As you miss the first one, you flick it back down, and as it's about to catch the door in order to keep it open for it to slide in, you manage to not only stab it through that hand that grabbed the doors out, grab the outer. I can't speak. I can speak, right? I can speak. Your dagger catches the arm that's grabbing the top of the door and then slams into the head of the monster, causing it to collapse and fall underneath the stomping of Spencer's, leading it to become a waxy puddle beneath their paws. You manage to keep the group moving forward, heading towards the main exit out of Lincoln. But you do. But even Jules knows that you will have to wait till the others of your group come back. As we flicker over towards the flying Spencer carrying Rowan and Dahlia, you fly over ahead, and Rowan, thanks to your sharp wits and massive connections in town, your team of SWATs have already located and have started setting up signal lights on the suspected perpetrating house. While but they have not been able to get inside of it yet, as this one seems to be more fortified and have more chances for these mononoggles to fester and start actively keeping the SWAT members from getting inside.
Hey, Cat.
His name's Spencer.
Oh, Spencer. Hello.
Yes.
See that
Spencer
house?
Still writing that minus. Sorry. Go on. Setting up.
I see that house.
Drop me on it. Full speed.
He's gonna nod and immediately and he's going to reel back with one of his arms. And he's going to make kind of like a dive bomb for it before pitching you at the house.
Rowan will transform and shrink, condensing her overall body to roughly the size of a bowling ball. At that velocity, there is very little that will stop from penetrating from the roof straight through to the basement, if there is one.
Can Dahlia says, Spencer, drop me in the hole.
He's going to slow down for Dahlia and drop her down the hole.
I assume I don't need to roll fall damage or anything.
No. Instead, I will like both of you to roll me. Let's see. If you are falling down straight down, one's already creating enough damage to pierce through several walls of the building. Here's my structural idea. You're down, preparing to start bunkering through. Dahlia following in the lead of the shapeshift bowling ball that is Rowan about to puncture through. Rowan did Rowan introduce herself finally? My brain is still trying to catch up with that.
Still hasn't.
Rowan still has not introduced. So this random woman who goes, "Nice to meet you too. 1 second, throw me down," and you watch her turn into this see-through spherical glass ball that just starts breaking through the top of the roof of this building, which is not on fire.
I essentially javelin missiled the house.
Dahlia is fucking delighted following in the wake of your destruction. Like, if she wasn't busy, like, trying to, like, hold her gun and not, keep control of things, she would be applauding. But she does land after you. There may be some bone crunching, but it doesn't bother her. She just pops it back into place.
Go ahead and give me, Dahlia. I need I think it would be what was it, agility or an acrobatics for your landing before we justify the full-on broken bones. Depending on how bad it is, you might be.
She's immune to fortitude and toughness checks, so I guess this is more for style points.
Yes, to just make sure that you at least land mostly in one piece, and not superhero land only for like the legs to give out, the torso to flop around, the like limber down.
I think I'll use a Benny. It's like, damn it, my arm fell off again.
Arms,
Hold on.
legs.
I have something for this.
What?
Everyone here has seen Hotel Transylvania, correct?
No. Okay, Dahlia rolled a 14. So she's probably at least in, like, mostly in one piece, right?
So you, as you land next to this spherical glass, go ahead, Rowan, before I continue. Sorry,
You've seen Hotel Transylvania, correct?
I have.
Okay. Remember when the pool got drained and the slime was used to catch the guy?
Oh God. Yes.
Right. Are you going to catch me?
Yes, by literally, essentially consuming you and then spitting you out.
Wow, that's odd. I've never been inside someone before. Wait, focus, Dahlia.
Dahlia, at first you thought you have broken into pieces, thinking that your landing didn't go through until you realize you're not in pieces. You're in something see through. You're in something liquidy. You're spat out. Any glass that you had has also been dissolved. So double check your stuff. What all items did you have that was glass?
I don't think Dahlia carries anything less. She carries guns. She carries a meat cleaver.
Question: what sight did you have on your firearm?
Oh, she does have an assault rifle.
That doesn't tell me whether or not it had sights.
It had a scope.
Yeah, so she'll probably have to get another scope from her dad. Luckily, her dad's a gun salesman.
Or I can just make you a new one. But we'll
Oh,
we'll cross that bridge when we get there.
All right.
There you go.
Thanks for the save.
Reforms, except instead of below the elbow, essentially is giant scythes instead of hands.
Handy.
No problem. Look around. What do I see?
Real quick, Spencer, where are you at as they're landing?
I am probably coming down through the hole, just making sure I don't collapse the roof or anything.
Fair
Oh,
enough.
I
So
already did that.
you go through like four different floors, each one more brazenly destroyed than the last, given a bullet's effect. As you get reach down, you do see the see-through amorphous being that you're newly friends with spit out Dahlia. And as you all look around, that's when you hear some very soft clapping, and then followed by an effeminate voice. Well. You cross into my home. Must means that my husband, Luce Campbell, has fallen. But the vampire lineage shall continue through his wife, Campbell. I'm going to hell.
Candle?
Canville Campbell.
You literally couldn't make the Carmela joke? Really?
I,
It was
I-
right there.
I mean, how would you phrase it? How would you phrase it? Please help me.
Camilla Campbell.
Camilla Campbell.
Yes.
It is that Camilla Campbell. Okay, that works better.
Gonna look at Dahlia. Do you know how to deactivate the launching sequence for these abominations?
I can try to figure it out. We kind of
Cool.
blew the
You and-
last one up.
You and the cat handle this. I'll be back.
On it. Hey, Spencer. There's a bad lady.
I love the idea that Carmilla Campbell just sees this curious cat-like thing looking at the things in the basement before his head turns and he looks over at her. You mean that one?
Yep, that's the one.
Oh, but she's pretty.
You fools! How can you? Oh my God! It turned. Oh.
She's
And-
also controlling the vampires, Spencer. We need to protect people. We need to deal with this.
Okay.
Rowan is going to ignore her like she is some insignificant ant and proceed to find the launching mechanisms.
Go ahead and give me an investigation while you're ignoring her, as she can. Try as you may, but you will not know peace so long as I, Carmela Canva.
Dolly's gonna no scope her.
All right.
I saw this in a movie once. Bah, 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 bah.
So, anyways, I started blasting.
Yeah. Well, listen,
what
it's
is my
always
modifier
funny
for
to
this?
interrupt a monologue with bullets.
You said investigation, correct?
Yes, my good amorphous glass.
Plus 5. That'll do.
Monologuing in this age, in this age, in 2002, when we watch everyone else just shoot guns.
In this economy, I don't think so.
That economy wasn't great either.
Dahlia was the 14 was your landing. Go ahead and give me your multi-shot as you just open.
Since it's going to be the same target, how do I do that again?
I actually have it. I had it in front of me.
It would be the same thing, just with -1, correct?
Negative. So that one with the okay, so that's nope. Multi-attack has 3 separate styles of operating, I believe. Where are you? There you are. Multi-attack has single target, multiple targets, and covering attack. So
For a single target, what it is per shot, you make 1 attack.
that as normally, if it is successful, then the attack's resistance DC check is increased by 2 for 2 degrees of successes, and by 5 for 3 or more. Circumstance bonuses does not count against the power level limit.
Okay, so I just roll 5d20 plus my regular bonus.
No.
You just
roll,
make 1 attack.
since you only have 1 target of attack, you're only rolling the 1 time. But
Okay.
it all depends on how well you get past her
Her
dodge.
toughness.
Her dodge.
Okay, dodge. All right.
Yeah.
So
what it is you make 1 attack. Your roll will determine whether or not how much additional damage or how much your DC increases by.
I rolled a 30.
Is that 3 or more degrees of failure for Miss Carmilla?
Yeah, that is at least 3 degrees of failure. She only had a 5, so it would have been a 15, and that means so I gotta beat a.
What's your damage?
It's 20 d20.
So
DC
DC 25.
Lovely.
The hell with your monologue.
This is what I get for trying to monologue as a villain. This is why I'm not.
But it was very funny. I liked it, and it felt very cartoon flavored.
I thank you.
I didn't interrupt him because Spencer's one of the few people in this party who respects monologues.
Spencer has manners and was taught to wait and let people speak. Dahlia is a semi-feral latchkey kid who's been taught to use guns since before she could walk.
Already, Camilla Campbell is not holding well with 2 degrees of failure right off the bat.
Don't you have to make 5 because it's 5 shots?
It's only 1 attack. No, it's 1 attack. The DC increases based on her successfulness.
Okay. So
down yet.
after, go ahead.
No, I was yelling at my dog.
I gotcha. Spencer's not going to attack yet because she was in the middle of her monologue.
Spencer's like, go on.
Come on, I want to hear what evil plan you've got.
Oh God, Ren explain. We were going to take over the town, turn it into a manufacturing plant via the Maranahunga. Oh, it's right, the kidneys that's still regenerating. 1 second, pulls out a flask of blood and starts drinking it.
Oh, shit. Spencer!
What?
Dolly's gonna try to shoot her again. Like,
Wow,
No,
we
no.
flick it back
You have
over
to
Rowan.
shoot. You have to shoot the blood vial.
While she's drinking, we flick her back over before you shoot the vial. But we flick it back over to Rowan, who ducking and weaving through some of the securities. Thankfully, allows her to bypass a lot of the attempting to entrap, like some of the Iron Maidens, some of the presses.
Is anybody else within listening distance?
Yes, it is a relatively echoey dome for this basement that you entered in, but you are able to find, as you're ducking around most of these traps that are just blatantly popping out of the ground, you're able to find the manufacturing room door. Literally, it's literally labeled "Manufacturing. Do not enter without authorization."
Fun fact. Did you know that glass is one of the very few things that can naturally create a monomolecular blade? As she raises her scythe arm and literally just cuts through the door like butter.
that's hot.
Make a toughness check against a damage. I'm not even make you roll because that was some good flavoring there. Yeah, that's a 0 advantage.
What's the
Just
door
a
made
single-
of?
The door is made of reinforced steel.
All right, so regular steel is a toughness 9. You would up that probably to a toughness 11 for the reinforcement.
All right. So I'll be rolling with a plus 11.
Molecularly, glass is far stronger than steel. It's just usually far more brittle.
Double checking Rowan's natural damage rating. Let's see. 4, DC 18. Oh, it fails to 2 degrees. The door fails 2 degrees, being carved and giving way. The door is not attached. The door piece is not attached to the hinges. Do seem to drop down seamlessly.
Walk inside.
Inside, your passive perception is able to pick up the churning machines and the little sarcophagus-esque glass coffin that fills up with a bit of ooze that swiftly changes to a mono. It begins to open up and then starts shooting this newly made mononogal out. The was about to shoot out the chimney above you, but your swing. Go ahead and give me actual swing. Give me an actual swing for it as you try to swing at it, cutting it up
Okay.
in mid-flight.
Are 1d20 plus something. Hang on.
Be your melee skill
That's what I'm looking for.
or close combat in this case.
Looking for that too.
What's your fight ability at?
I have fighting's 4.
So 4 plus however many points you put into it.
DM, what do you want me to roll here? Since my
Like,
sheet still needs fixes.
go ahead and roll it at a +7, going from the damage plus your fighting.
That's a 23 total.
Son of a bitch! I thought I was gonna be able to send one more out towards them, but you caught it. Not need to roll against your against your damage for its toughness as a freshly grown freak of nature. But even a freak of nature has limits as it's split down the middle. It fell by 3 degrees.
I'm going to quickly look over the control panel.
Technology flashes and shimmers as different symbols shimmy around. You can tell that this is a electronic board that controls the sarcophagus.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and put a 30-second delay on self-destruct and make sure that it can't be turned off.
All right, give me a technology check, and while you're doing that, we flicker back over to Dahlia, who at this point I believe opened fires on the drinking villain.
Yeah, she's gonna fire at the vial and at the woman. So that's 2 of them. So that's 2d20 plus 18 because it's -1 for each.
Oh, come on.
What?
So
No, not
Rowan,
that.
at this point, I would suggest using a Benny, and one all you would do is just -1, and then you would just split. And rolls underneath a 10, we would add 10 to that if you want
Got
to
it.
do the reroll.
Yep. So roll
I'll
again.
wait for Rowan to roll. To whoa.
Is roll her roll roll. Lord, the brain rot is heavy today. I'm sorry.
Go
Ah,
ahead and roll that again. Yeah. Whoops.
I did the slash instead of the.
The roll 21.
Well, I did slash roll instead of exclamation point roll. Oh, hey,
Oh, heck
natural 1 to
yeah.
natural 20.
All right, so Dahlia rolled a 29 on the vial and a 37 on the vampire lady.
For Dahlia, you managed to not only just shatter the vial in her mid gulp, but you managed to like shoot a bullet straight through the throat. I gotta see how much damaging this is, especially when they're trying to recover.
She only has 1 bruise, so whatever her toughness check is at, it's at -1.
Yes. And let's see, this was damage 20.
Yes.
Right, damage 20. That's another 2 degrees of failure. That's another bruise. And she seems to once more be confused as who let this kid bring a freaking assault rifle?
Like I
My
said, I can
assault
put it on.
rifle, bitch.
I love even more the idea where she's like, Dad said I could bring an assault rifle. You cannot bring an assault rifle.
You taught me how to use it.
Child, you cannot be shooting in my house. Where do you even get a rifle? What parent allows a child to wield such a terrible weapon?
A great one.
What if
These
she
are
hurts
my
herself?
monologues.
That will be a very important lesson.
Let's
trying to educate you. Have that thing. As she opens her arms and like a large wave of bats comes flying at you.
Oh, no.
These bats are just made of electricity, zapping through. And start. They go out in a 30 feet. I don't want to say cone, but it was like it's a ray, right? It would be a ray if it's like a cone-esque shape.
A ray is a straight line. A cone is sort of like a part of a burst.
Like a funnel. Okay. Then yeah, it would be in a burst fashion. I want to say 30 feet out towards you. With all of you in range, I need you both to give me. Well, you're immune to toughness. You just feel your body get zapped and vibrate with electricity.
Is this area of effect, DM? I need to check my base character sheet.
Yes, it is.
Let me check
However,
this.
let me double check yours because I think I set the toughness, the damage too low for your penetration for your
Too low
what
for
I
your
think.
penetration.
So on my base character sheet, I'm looking at my powers. Is it damage 4 or lower?
I had set it at just damage 4.
Unfortunately, it does absolutely nothing.
So she goes all out, going,
Except your hair is now standing on end everywhere.
Hey, I got a new haircut. No, I'm kidding. Go ahead.
as like red crimson-esque lightning flickers about between you two. She laughs and witnessing your forms be shook and shudder from the lightning, but is suddenly horrified as you both easily brush it off.
Yeah. I need to ask a question.
You've been needing to ask many questions. I've been trying to give answers, and then I've been giving more.
Is she still monologuing? Because if she is, I'm not attacking.
Like I said, she has not. She specifically said, "I'm done trying to monologue. Have at it," and then proceeded to lightning shot. Only for it to
Oh,
not
it's like,
work.
oh, I understand. Spencer's gonna go, oh, you're done already? But you're on such a great story. Well, oh well. I'll just have to save it for later as he immediately comes straight over to her. And let me check my thing here. Because this is gonna hurt.
Hold up. How do I have a plus 31 on my heavy pistol?
Man, I don't think that's possible.
Yeah, I'm gonna go check the thing real quick.
Somebody needs to make some corrections. How we missed
Sometimes
that? Go for it. Sometimes what? Sometimes what? I need to know.
Sometimes you just don't miss.
All right, DM. I need to figure out one thing and then I'm gonna punch this lady. All right, it's a +7. And this is going to hurt her more than it hurts me.
That's how punching people usually works.
Oh, I don't think a 15 hits her, though.
Let's see. Since we're going off her parry, you just barely missed it by 1.
Oh, well, I go to punch her, and she could tell that if this actually hit her, it would be incredibly painful.
Like vampire senses kick off as she takes a step back right as you uppercut. The velocity of the air around you both as the ceiling that was caved in from Rowan's entrance starts blowing back and then growing twice as wide for like 6 seconds before calming down. Puts her at a very discomfortable disadvantage at the
Oh, wait. She stepped back, which means she. I love the idea that she stepped back, she's staring at the ceiling, and then my fist is still up in the air. DM, can I roll to hit her again?
this one time, yes.
Okay. I'm just asking.
But after this, I will have to shift over back to the most successful hacking by not Jace round.
I hit it. I got the 16 I needed.
Ah, shit.
So that's a DC 26 toughness, I believe. I forget
D26 toughness, huh?
I forget what a defensive part of my weapons means.
I feel so ashamed. Like
What?
I try to make some decent bosses to like make group cohesion a little worthwhile, but it just ends up being Spaceballs. Like you missed her with the uppercut, right? She steps
Yeah.
back, and then in sheer shock and horror, watching the amount of damage done, there's this. You start bringing your hand down. Also, you can start thinking it's gonna hit me. I can't move fast enough. It's gonna hit me. It's gonna break my nose. It's gonna break everything. It's gonna bonk, and then just jettisons down into the earth. More than 3 degrees of failure.
Oh, she's unconscious. So as she's just like is this the basement or the floor that's on the ground?
You were in the basement, technically right above the foundation. You have literally embedded her up to her shoulders into the ground with just this bap on the nose.
Pretty much. Spencer's gonna pull her out and just pull her over his shoulder and go, "Okay, I think we're done here." What happened to Rowan? And it's probably gonna
Meanwhile,
flick her back.
Rowan, you at first you attempt to hack the first thing, and for a couple of seconds it's not working until you remember, he's gone full Nazi. And so you use your knowledge of him past 300 years of interaction and managed to break past his code. For some reason, a little bit of DDR was in there, so you had to do up, down, down. But you managed to reconfigure it, get it to have 30 seconds on the self-destruct system, and are one button push away from activating the self-destruct. Is there anything you want to say? Alert, do before I pressing that button?
Press the button, turn around, casually walk back to the group. Hey, you guys got about 20 seconds till this place explodes. I'll
Okay.
survive it, but you all might want to leave.
You want to
Okay,
come with? We can give you a ride.
I was going
Remind
to
me,
shred her, but sure.
DM, I have a question for you. Another question. This one's rather easy. Didn't I evacuate the immediate surrounding area before this?
Yes.
Okay. So if
Well,
that's
the
not
case-
that one area, the previous
Not around
area.
this house.
This house.
Oh,
This house
He's also
luckily.
Go
Go
ahead.
ahead.
Rowan's also going to be like, oh, and pull out her phone and text, fall back now.
There's no response, but you do hear off in the distance, and Spencer can hear with his ultra hearing the sounds of vehicles already driving away as several gunshots are fading off. You guys gather yourselves back onto the Spencer Express as Spencer's flying at high speed as we flicker back over to the Humvee.
so the question I had, DM, was: is there anyone around this house that I would need to pull out of the way?
No, because if they haven't been consumed or assaulted by the Mononogal swarm centering around this house and protecting of it, the
Okay.
SWAT team that have pulled up in order to try to approach and break down the house have pulled them out to safety.
Okay, just making sure.
Yeah, we've. I would like to flicker back over to the Humvee as I didn't mean to skip them. I'm sorry.
Meanwhile, back at the Humvee,
Meanwhile, at the edge of Lincoln, Nebraska, the plague of half vampires has calmed down enough to where Darren is able to enter back in from manning the Humvee. He is rapidly shaking, looking like he is having tremors, but the look of sheer joy on his face of having been able to enjoy a shootout of vampires is very telling. Tom is now at the current moment just arguing about taking over the wheel from Mr. Smith. Mr. Smith is still in between the argument, opening the door and actively guiding the Spencers that are still underneath, bringing them towards the exit of Lincoln, out from avoiding any of the pitfalls, ill, forgotten cars, abandoned vehicles, roadblocks. You two are still, Wilda and Transient are still in the back seat, being rather calm despite the sad,
That-
the sadness that's being emitted from Puddles.
Wait, where's Jace at in this?
Yeah,
Jules,
Jules
rather.
was
Right.
Jules was next to
Jules-
us.
Alright, Jules was outside. He was wielding his glider.
Having
Right.
a conversation, and Jules is outside stabbing vampires with a goblin glider.
Yeah, exactly that. Jules is still whatever vampire strike is still flying out, coming from the house. The producer has seemed to be either distracted or stopped. He is just taking care of what doesn't need to be shot down by a flare of miniguns. If anything, it was he who told Darren that he was good to go back inside and relax. That he had the rest. Right? Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
If you continue firing the 50 cal that much, it will damage your organs. Please go back inside.
Okay. Sounds good. I'll see you inside. I'm gonna have me some coffee. You two are free to discuss the current situation. You're free to say hello to Jules, who is still above, randomly tackling the stragglers. What do you two do with your current situation?
Looks like it's calming down, finally.
Yeah.
So what happened out with Dahlia?
It exploded because we hit the wrong button. And then she had to take me through the shadows, which put me up real close to her, and it just. She ate my heart. I don't want it to happen again.
What?
You aren't there, Dahlia.
Yeah.
Wait, I wasn't there, but I ate your heart?
You're not in the current conversation, Dahlia.
Oh,
You're
sorry.
not in the scene, Dahlia. You're not in the scene.
Oh, sorry. Sorry.
Hold on, off stage, off the camera.
I think she's finally controlling that portion of herself, at least a little bit.
It just, can't. I don't think I'd lived this time.
figure something out. We should probably get a hold of Jace just to make sure that everything's clear up top.
He's standing,
Oh.
so it's Jules.
Sorry. Overhearing the name drop, Agent Smith does lean back. I can grab him for you, Mr. Follinger, if you would like.
Just get us a sit rep.
Sit rep.
Situation report.
Of course. There's another moment where, after opening the door to instruct the Spencers to pause as they actually reach the sign that says "Now exiting Lincoln," his glasses kind of flicker. Jules, you receive data in your I guess it would be in your like personal pad, your personal data pad.
It's probably his visor.
Yes. You receive a message from your advisor, Agent Smith, reporting in, requesting a situation update of current surroundings.
For future reference, it would just be straight to his implants. Jules can get it, not Jules, Jace can get it directly in his brain. So can Jules, but it's because he's got machines in there, not because he has technopathy. But
some antics, but yes. So Jules just
insufficiently out here. There's maybe half a dozen left, and they're so riddled with 50 caliber wounds and stab wounds that if they don't melt, the SWAT team is going to beat them into the dirt with batons.
understood. I will reply. I will I will report that to Mr. Follinger.
Sorry.
The message is passed over to you, Transient, as well as Wilda. Darian gives a bit of a thumbs up, shakily, as he's trying to like drink a Gatorade, but it keeps like missing his mouth every so often, so it's like dribbling down the.
You could say that he has a drinking problem.
Can't let the missus know about that. She lambasted me about my whiskey. Can't have her lambast me about my Gatorade too.
But aren't you diabetic? Should you be drinking that?
Hang on, let me do a Google search. I need to see if Gatorade Zero Sugar is out yet.
Not for another 6 or 7 years.
He gives a as he tries to like put the cap back on the Gatorade and pull up the bottle of what would it be? Arrowhead bottle of Arrowhead out here that far in Lincoln.
It is sufficiently later than you might have guessed. Gatorade Zero Sugar only came out in 2018.
Yeah, I know it's going to be off by a number of years. Guess all we can do is wait until the others show up again.
Yeah, guess Arrowhead could work. Or
Arrowhead. You have name bottling or water bottle or bottled water here. I think we have 4 or 5 that still exist at this time.
Yeah, it's the only thing we can do. It's not like I can fight and you fight close up.
I'd say it would probably be around this time that Jules would probably land back on the roof of the vehicle and stick his head down in through the turret. For future reference, I may have a solution to both of those problems, although the other one would need to make it.
As you look inside, the entire back seat is almost entirely full of brass at this point.
You see the couple in the back seat, brass shells going all the way up to like the kneecaps, and someone piling around. Wilda's. Well, are you in a dress again, or you wearing pants?
I was wearing pants because it's cold in Lincoln, Nebraska.
Then up to around where her pant legs could barely be seen, and then where Dahlia and Spencer would have been seating is now littered in nothing but shiny yellow metal.
Huh. We can probably reuse those with your powers transient, but if I recall from what I understand from the other one, the issue is that you're worried about your powers acting up in a capacity if you use them normally, right?
I lost the ability to use my cold powers when we were saving Tyrone.
So you're down to water and you turn into water.
Well, he made me these. I showed the 2 bracelets. So that way I could control my form during wedding, and I haven't taken them off. Not since I turned into water and couldn't change, couldn't do anything.
Well, the suggestion I have would allow you to at least slightly replicate some of the powers you had as water without actually needing to transform, although it would be primarily for melee combat. And depending on the situation with your cold one, I may have a ranged idea for you as well, but that would be a little harder to achieve.
Well, I can provide you with any parts as long as you know the chemical makeup.
Chemical makeup shouldn't be an issue. For the melee option, how would you feel about a weapon that gathers atmospheric humidity and concentrates it into a blade?
I don't know how to use a blade. I was just slapping people before.
Okay, the other one I had, and since you don't have access to your freezing powers, this would be a bit different. How would you feel about a weapon that allows you to shoot freezing blasts?
I don't know how to aim a gun.
Every time she makes this mention, you see her like slowly sink lower into transient.
Okay, so how the fuck do you have a camera into my house right now?
Okay, so you can't aim
Out
a
of
gun.
character.
You don't know
As
how
a-
to use it.
Okay, sorry, go ahead.
Theoretically, both of those could be resolved with training, but assuming training's out of the question for some reason, you're more used to slapping things, right?
Yeah, with extra long arms.
Okay. And I don't understand the details because the mysticism's a bit out of my range of specialty, and the other one doesn't understand it. But you have some connection to like a spirit wolf thing, right?
Yeah.
Okay. How would you feel if I whipped up I whipped up the designs for, and he actually created the physical extension of some kind of bracelet like the ones you already have, but instead of making it so you don't turn into water, it lets you turn into a wolf creature.
Will this still have the dog
Maybe.
ears and dog tail?
Yeah, they're
Yes.
currently hidden in my pants and my hat.
The mention of being able to fight like a wolf. Would your tail start attempting to wag?
A little bit.
Granted, you can feel this.
It would take some doing, and I'd need Spencer to sprint me back to the lab so the other one can get to work. But it is theoretically achievable. And I can probably do it way safer than that other idiot.
And I can certainly train you in hand-to-hand.
I'm laying out options for you. You can decide what options you're interested in. For the meantime, I am going to drag Rockin' Prime back inside before the other guy comes back out so that he doesn't fall off the back of the car and get lost on the highway somewhere.
Okay.
And on
we'll
that
pop out the turret to leave you guys to talk.
And on that note, as you leave the turret and look back, your eyes do pick up on a enclosed figure or group of figures, as one suspect, as Spencer is returning back at speed with Dahlia and Rowan. Rowan, while you were enjoying the initial flight earlier, as he was steadily heading towards the area, you realized he was going at a slower speed. Was trying to find the place. At knowing where the car is at, the sudden rush and the doubling down of speed is immense, even for your glass form. Not too much, but it's more than you were expecting. Dahlia, you are somehow managed to keeping all limbs still intact. It's probably because you're hugging on to Spencer a little bit tighter than normal.
Rowan is going to crack a very slight smile. Something that she has not done.
New life, couple of setbacks, but a new chance to make some interesting friends. A spark is being found here.
It just reminds her of the first time she climbed into a jet.
Next episode, we'll hear war stories. As you both do start, as you all are still on the Spencer Express flying, it is at this point 30 seconds do go by, and I believe with you in tow and with Spencer somehow holding you both as well as Camilla Campo in between his in his legs. That's when there is a giant, large fireball eruption behind you all, lighting up and destroying the remainder of the Mononogal force that was lingering around, still under the agency of protecting that area. The remaining Mononogal immediately burst into waxy substance. There has been destroyed. Any reactions? Any responses?
Cool guys don't look at explosions.
I like to imagine what happened was Jules had just gotten Rockin' Prime inside the trunk, and he was coming back over to get back into the vehicle through the turret. And the blast wave from the explosion was enough to knock him off balance, hit his head on the turret, and cause him to switch. And then Jace, no legs, just falls into the car.
Dahlia does finally chime in saying, "So, what's your name?"
Oh,
I already said
Rowan.
I'm Dahlia, and this is Spencer. So,
Rowan.
Rowan, huh? Cool. So, you want to come with us? You seem pretty good in a fight.
If for no other reason than to piss Himmel off. Yes.
Then you're in the right company.
The name Himmel being brought up immediately sparks the series of events you have just endured this whole summer, Dahlia. So that smirk is actually twice the normal size that you're already giving.
Jace, are you okay?
Jason has no idea where he's been.
Face down on the floor, buried under a pile of brass shells, just weakly giving a thumbs up from his concussion.
As you start getting up, there's suddenly a surge of fresh air in the vehicle with every little clap that that transient kind of does.
Only need one.
Then it is a decent surge of fresh air as the brass starts immediately disappearing, almost as immediately as they appeared. That whole brrrr goes kind of in reverse.
Are the others back yet? Sorry, I'm a little dazed at the moment.
Give him about 5 seconds. I'm sure Spence will be here.
As there's
One.
a bump
Good.
on the door. And there's an unfamiliar face staring at you through the window.
Wave from where he's laying on the floor, unable to stand up.
Yes, you're able to quote unquote stand up.
No,
Can't
I
stand up.
said wave from on the floor where he's unable to stand up.
Okay, thank
He
you.
was gonna try to help him get to his feet.
As the face of
I will fall over again.
as the face of Camilla Campbell slides down kind of as Dahlia is able to reach down and open the door, allowing Dahlia, Rowan, and Spencer into the car for a short time. Rowan is more than likely going to try to hobble out so he can get on a bike.
Yep.
Dahlia's gonna try to get Jason to the car.
I
No,
mostly
Jason's in
just
the car.
look to the Spencer that's running alongside with the motorcycle and kind of give him the come here fingers.
Jace is in the car. He's just laying in the floor because he fell in through the turret.
Okay,
I was
Jason's
told to
gonna help
come
him
here
get
by
into his
somebody.
seat and let him buckle himself in.
Go ahead, Spence.
I was told to come somewhere by somebody.
Yes,
Rowan was looking at the one copy that's holding her motorcycle and gave him the come here.
Spencer
He's,
Clone with
he's
Harry
probably going to come
Cobbler.
over and he's probably going to come over.
Okay, and she's gonna get back on her bike.
Alrighty then.
There is a moment after hopping on your bike, and then the vehicle is given the signal to be put down. The rest of the Spencers mistake that and take that as put the vehicle down. It's when everyone is now in a stop position. The vehicle is no longer moving as you all be addressing yourselves. The main Spencer has a chance to re back all, however kindly or terrifyingly he likes to do.
To recall all of the clones.
This, like I said, your chance to. I mean, The clones all were misunderstanding from the one clone, and hey, it's you guys down. So you guys on the currently just a few yards past the now leaving Lincoln sign.
I see. I see. Then he's going to have the Spencers come to the side, slowly lower the truck down so the tires can roll, and he's gonna let the car come up to speed before he essentially has them climb up onto the Humvee, and one by one, he's just going to kind of like kneel down and let them just jump back into his body.
Couple do like some front flips, some side flips. One does the natural cartwheel you were doing going into you. You see two pick up one really refusing Spencer as he gets chucked into you before they jump back into you.
I just love the idea of it being like, nah, I'm not gonna say that. Never mind.
There was always one cat trying to escape the herd.
Always one, but not this time.
As the group takes a moment to adjust, some food is passed out. Rowan, it's at this point you do notice that everyone is given some, whether it's like a sandwich or nutty butter. Dahlia is handed a straight up package of raw ground beef.
She chows down, stays away, sort of like leans away from Puddle, of course, and basically from everyone. She doesn't want to like gross them out. She does tentatively offer some to Spencer.
Oh, you know he's eating that.
So, as you all are about to resume heading towards Hell's Michigan, there is a tentative. So, who's your friend from Tom Relic, who who just reset the seat in the driver's side as Agent Smith rephased back into being his digital self?
Well, based off the fact they've joined us, and I can faintly detect that they have something to do with the German, I'd assume they're a former associate of the person who just did all that vampire stuff.
Hey, Ace, I gotta head to bed.
Right. It is at this point, right before you guys start leaving off, that there looks to be some commotion coming from Camilla Campbell, but we will pick that back up next time. I hope everyone had fun. I'm sorry again to those who got little screens on. Damn it. I'm trying to-
Real quick, Dahlia, which is your name in here?
I in the chat.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm Anonymous Edward.
Okay, I need to send you a DM.
No,
Okay.
goodness.
Spencer,
And with that,
next time, I need your help with some things.
He's gonna nod with his like taking a massive bite out of his sandwich. He's gonna nod.
I love the idea that I said that above board, but you responded to it in character, so it's like, yes, I understand, other hero, that next episode you will require my assistance. Fuck's an episode, Spencer.
No, I love the idea that Spencer's the only one with fourth wall breaking abilities, but go ahead, guys.
We thank you all for joining us here at Pyro Goal or outside the world. We hope to see you all next time in 2 weeks when you come back for Master Not. And thank you again for joining us.
bye.
You guys have-
Bye.